Welcome to this video showing a gentle version of a warrior dance sequence. We're preparing first with a short period of breath awareness to create a sense of calm and connection with the breath, and then moving into just a couple of gentle neck warm-ups, a little twist from one side to the other through the neck, and then onto a couple of sideways stretches. And then a visualization of a number 8 lying on its side in front, letting the nose move around your number 8, changing direction. And coming to a stop, moving into some shoulder openers, rolling those shoulders up, back, round and down, loosening off a little there. Eventually releasing the arms down by the sides. And then switching the attention all the way down to the other end of the body as you wake up the toes, rolling backwards and forwards through the feet, coming up onto the toes, rolling back down onto the heels. And then switching to a seated cat-cow. Just rounding that back, pushing the mid back into the back of the chair, dropping the chin down, tucking the tail under, switching backwards and forwards, feeling those alternating movements through the spine, rounding and pushing. Converting then to a sideways stretch throughout the spine, allowing one hand to slide down a little, the other hand to slide up, keeping this as a true side bend, trying to avoid twisting at this stage. Coming back to the middle, raising the arms, interlacing fingers, pushing those fingers up and taking a bigger feeling side stretch, one side and then the other. And then releasing the arms back down to the sides. Let's come up to standing. And then come to the ground into an all fours position. A few cat and cow stretches here, so beginning to take the weight through the hands and into the fingers. And after a couple of loosening off movements there, let's shift down and onto the back, hugging the knees in over the tummy, lifting the nose towards the knees, and then transferring hands one on top of each knee and using the hands to guide the knees in opposite directions. So we're counter-rotating through the knees, through the hips, changing direction. And from here, let's lower those feet to the ground, lifting all 10 toes, separating them, planting them on the ground, and then rocking from one end of the foot to the other, feeling the mobility through the feet. How fluid a movement can you get through the soles of your feet? And then moving from side to side of the feet, rolling out to the outer edges, and then rolling across the soles of the feet onto the inner edges, knees moving away from and towards each other, coming to a stop, raising the right leg in the air, having a rotation through that right ankle, a pointing and a stretching, And returning the foot to the ground, switching sides, rotating the foot from the ankle, aiming to keep the leg itself still, changing direction, a point and a stretch. And then lowering the foot back to the ground. So finding those pelvic floor and tummy muscles now, drawing up, drawing in. Feel the scooping action that happens in the pelvis as we engage, and then release pelvic floor and tummy muscles. And if all feels well in the low back, then let's progress. So we lift the hips a little, coming towards a bridge pose, and still moving in and out of those bridge poses. And just making these bridges as big and as strong as feels good for you. And then if it suits, you might be inspired to lift the arms all the way back and overhead towards the ground behind as you come up into your bridge, and bringing those arms back down by the sides as you return to the ground. And when you feel you've done enough of those, as the arms come down, bring the knees in over the chest, nose towards those knees, releasing the feet to the ground, arms to the ground, taking the arms wide now and the feet wide apart, and rolling the knees to one side as you breathe out. Breathe in back to centre, breathe out to the other side, nose moving in the opposite direction to those knees, creating some flowing movements. And eventually returning to centre. And from here, let's make our way over onto hands and knees. And from this tabletop position, a couple more cats and cows. Enjoying this flowing movement. And when you feel you've done enough of those, then we can start to move on by tucking toes under, lifting the hips into a downward facing dog, and walking that dog. So we breathe out, easing one heel a bit closer to the ground as you bend the other knee, keeping the feet in the same position, so we're like pedaling with the feet. Returning to the knees, dropping into a child's pose. Soft elbows, relax through the arms, forehead in contact with the ground, bottom settling back. And then from here, returning to downward facing dog, creating a three-legged dog. As your right leg pops up in the air, bend the knee as you bring the heel towards the bottom, knee pointing up, stretching the leg back, returning the foot to the ground. Other side, left leg goes up, bend the knee, knee pointing up, stretching back, returning to downward facing dog. And now walking the hands and the feet together. Soft knees as you come then from forward fold, uncurling all the way back up to standing, releasing the arms in the air. Feel this is a front body stretch before releasing arms out to the side, round and down. And then moving from here, let's prepare to take a few bigger poses. So from here, let's just step the feet side to side. Take the arms out to the side and up. Hold one wrist with the opposite hand as you create a side stretch. Same thing, other side. Back to center, release those arms. And stepping the feet together. Coming to the back edge of the mat. So imagining now train tracks in front of you, stepping your right foot forward onto the right train track, planting those feet really firmly into the ground as you bend your right knee, float the arms forward and then raise those arms up in the air, lifting the gaze and release those arms down to the side, round and sweeping the hands into prayer. Now we're going to take 3 sun breaths, raising the arms up as you inhale, releasing them down on the exhale, together, up, out, round and down. With this third one, up, out, round and down. Let's bring the hands to the hips or the crease at the top of the thigh. Keep the core on, long flat back. Hinge forward, bring the fingertips to the ground. Let the head soften for a moment, and then as we prepare to come out, bring the hands onto that bent right thigh, core on, push into the ground as you breathe in to come all the way up, and once up, raise those arms up, out to the side, round and down. Step back, preparing for second side. Visualise those train tracks, and this time stepping the left foot forward. Plant those feet in the ground as you bend the left knee, nice upright spine, hands to the hips. Raise these arms up in the air, out, round and down. 3 sun breaths here. With the third sun breath, as you bring the arms down, let's bring the hands to the hips, core on, hinge forward, and bring the fingertips to the ground. Release the head. As you come up, core on, hands back onto that left thigh, lengthen the spine, push into the ground to come up. Once up, raise the arms high. Look up, arms out, round and down, and step back again. And now, visualising a tight rope and stepping forward onto that tight rope with the right foot, bend the right knee, adjust your back leg for comfort, your left leg for comfort, keeping the spine upright. Let the arms come up to parallel with the ground, gazing down over your right arm to your tip of your right middle finger. Steady with the breath. Gentle breath in and out. Relaxing the shoulders as much as possible. Then bend the right arm up the elbow. Place the right forearm on the right thigh. Let the left arm pop up in the air. If the left shoulder doesn't like that, place the hands on the waist or on the hip or even on the low back. And then we're going to come out of this by pushing into the ground. Float those arms up parallel with the ground. Lower them. And gently step back to where we started, back edge of mat. Taking that left foot forward onto your tightrope now, bending your left knee, keep the spine vertical, adjust your back leg, your right leg for comfort. with those arms raised, see if you can relax the shoulders, looking out along your left arm now at the left middle fingertip. Breathing steadily, holding strong. And then bending the left elbow, bringing left forearm to left thigh, right arm up in the air, or taking the right hand onto the low back if shoulder doesn't like keeping the arm in the air. And when it's time to come up, strong core, float the arms up, lower the arms, and return to the back edge of the mat. And preparing now to put those poses into our sequence, starting in prayer. Raise those arms up in the air, taking a forward fold, gently flowing down to the ground, walking the hands into downward facing dog. Releasing the right leg up in the air, stretch it up high, and then we're going to step that right foot forwards. Bring the hands onto the right thigh, strong core, push into the ground all the way up and raise the arms up high. And now releasing the right arm forward, the left arm back as you bend your right knee, bend your right elbow, forearm to the thigh, left arm in the air or on the low back. And then bringing the left hand round and down to the ground, right hand to the ground. And then walking the hands back towards the feet, having stepped that right foot back. Coming through a forward fold, raising the arms, taking them out, round and down. Sweeping hands back to prayer. Second side, raise the arms, forward fold. Walk the hands forward to downward facing dog. Release the left leg up. And then step that left foot forward. Bring hands up onto the left thigh. Push into the ground, strong core, push up. Arms raised when you get there. And then left arm comes forward, right arm goes back. Steady. Bend the left elbow, left forearm to left thigh. Right arm up behind you. We're bringing the right hand to the ground, left hand to the ground, swivel the back foot, walk the feet together, walk the hands to the feet, sliding the hands up, raise those arms high, return hands to prayer. Taking a second round, arms raising as you inhale, then to forward fold. Step those hands forward, forward fold, to downward facing dog, Raise the right leg, step the right leg forwards, hands to the right thigh, strong core, push into the ground, raise the arms as you come up high. Split those arms, right arm forward, left arm back. Bend the right forearm, right thigh, left arm in the air before bringing it down to the ground. Right hand comes down too. And from here, walk the feet and the hands together, uncurling, raise the arms up high. Returning to prayer. Getting ready for the second side, maybe having to step back to the back edge of the mat. From prayer, raise the arms and coming into a forward fold. Walking hands forwards into downward facing dog, releasing the left leg up, three-legged dog. Step that left foot forwards, hands onto the left thigh, strong core. Push up, Then raise those arms. Take the left arm forward, right arm back into Warrior Two. Bend the left elbow, left forearm to left thigh, right arm popping up. Then bring the right hand to the ground, left hand to the ground. Swivel the feet. Walk the hands and the feet together. Slowly coming out of your forward fold, raise the arms, returning to prayer to finish. Settling somewhere to take a few closing breaths, steadying breaths, eyes closed to end your practice. Namaste.